Hello and welcome to another exciting weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry, your host for today's fun and enlightening journey. Thanks for joining us.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review.
Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
Thanks for staying with us. We kick things off with Western Roundup. This week, we examine Hurricane Beryl's impact on St. Elizabeth and the government's relief efforts, plus a spotlight on St. James's new garbage collection trucks.
Welcome back to another episode of Western Roundup. In this episode, we take a closer look at the impact of Hurricane Beryl on St. Elizabeth and the efforts being made by the government to return the Breadbasket Parish to normality. Then we hop over to St. James, where residents are set to benefit from 11 new garbage units. Stick around for the details.
When the hurricane was coming, I was home, but to the speed where that thing was coming with, it's like when you have boiling water in a pot, when it gets the wind. When I see take off one sheet of plywood I have from a washroom and go outside, I couldn't see not even in my hand. But since it's happened and done with now, we have no water, no light. It's kind of rough. Some people lost their roof.
St. Elizabeth is among the hardest hit parishes in Jamaica after Hurricane Beryl made impact. With widespread damage to homes and countless lives disrupted, the government's response has been swift and comprehensive. A damage assessment team led by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security and the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation is working tirelessly to bring relief and aid to affected communities.
What we have seen on the ground, it is really heartbreaking. So, currently in the parish, as part of the response mechanism for the parish disaster committee, is for us to be doing assessments. So currently we have our damage assessment team. We're also providing some food packages, other relief items such as tarpaulins, for the temporary relief, as well as bedding supplies. We are reaching out to the different areas, but certainly we can't reach them in one day. So our team, our teams are out there working assiduously to, reach out to community members.
Schools in the parish were not spared, among them Mountainside Primary, which lost 4 classrooms entirely to the Category 4 hurricane winds.
We have lost 4 classrooms completely here, plus the significant damage to the reading room as well as the guidance office. The staff room has been suffered significant damage as well, and the main building also has suffered some damage, resulting in leaking in all 8 classrooms that are there.
The Jamaica Bauxite Institute are here with us. They have a rich history of helping schools outside of disasters, just in general. We have spent a lot of resources on education and strengthening education. So as they look to craft a strategy to help Jamaica recover, they are looking at various areas that have suffered devastation, and as such we're visiting Mountainside Primary to see the extent of the devastation and see what we can pull together to try and help the school get back.
St. Elizabeth is a bauxite parish. We're also going to be doing similar assessment in Clarendon to see how best we can get the resources and the support to those who are in the greatest need in the shortest possible time. And we'll be investing as best as possible in a strategic way to again restart the sustainable development of these communities.
Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles Jr. visited Beau Savannah, Ballards Valley and Newcomb Valley to assist those in need. He also returned to the trial area to further assist Nasius Powell, a senior resident.
We are coming back today to provide some more support to Mr. Powell, who happens to be 90 years old, even though he looks 30, right? Feel 30 years old. So Mr. Powell is the recipient of a mattress, and he had received some support before. And I know that we're going to be working also to get the RADA team down here to help you with any of the farming challenges that you have.
Well, thanks, sir. You're welcome.
Good.
And I appreciate it.
Good, very great.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is now better able to serve St. James with the commissioning of 11 new garbage units. Included in the new units are 6 compactors, 2 mini compactors, 1 crane and 2 tipper trucks.
All of us must together ensure that the investment made in the authority by the taxpayer, by the government, that it is honored, that the people get a return on their investment. And the return in this case means cleaner streets, cleaner communities. Today we are doing a major cleaning in the Montego Bay area, right across. We want to demonstrate to people that Chuck come, and when Chuck come, work when done.
That's all for the program today. As usual, thank you for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send us your feedback to GIS Mabay at gis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
If you now want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. So now make water cycle in open container. For them to read up under the danger. Usher them out, run them away. Zap them with the zapper and down them with spray. Use mosquito net and mosquito screen. Protect your household, now make them come in. If you now want pop down and fenke, we fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. If pain lick your head and your joints and your eye, and you want fever vomit and your temperature high, it could be dengue, don't hesitate. See a doctor, don't self-medicate. For some painkiller can make you bleed, and you will try to recover and no succeed. We now want pop down and fenke. We fi burn mosquito and run with dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
There are pieces of our history that stand as enduring symbols of resilience across generations. One such icon is the bandana.
A decade-old fabric worn by our forefathers and mothers and is now embedded in our culture. What am I talking about?
A bandana, bandana, a part of our identity, a bandana. Yarmi yaki go al instead market, not a quati what sell. Yarmi aki go al instead market, not a quati what sell. Oh Lord, what a night, what a night. What a Saturday night, Lord, what a night, what a night, what a Saturday night. Compliments on your madras. Same to you. Thank like you.
It. Well up there, so what is madras?
Make we sit down. Young but really no know Sam. Aye, sir. Madras is what we call bandana. So, madras is basically a cotton plaid fabric which came from India and was brought to Jamaica by the indentured laborers after slavery ended. But every Caribbean island have a little touch of this, you know.
They have a different pattern.
Right.
And so,
them use it to identify each Caribbean island.
It is important to note that the broader plaid, which is referred to as the Miss Lou bandana, is the original material that was used in Jamaica. And as time progressed, the finer plaid came on stream, which is the red bandana with mixtures of blue and black.
The word bandana is actually Hindi. And everybody knows that Hindi is the language that the people from India speak. Now the word bandana means to tie. And that's why most people associate bandana with tying your head. But in Jamaica, we don't use bandana per se. We use any kind of fabric for tie head, you know. All we do, we just wrap it around their head in a one circle and we tie the back so that when them put the goods on top of it, it all on balance.
What on it? So basket here. Oh, so now, me can't carry me at the Linston Market.
You know,
and the history continues. You know, I spoke to Auntie Faye the other day. Everybody in here must know Faye Ellington, right?
Must.
Yeah, man. She say, man. She say, by the way, you ever see Sheena Faye bandana?
Yes.
She pretty not true?
Man.
Yeah, man. Now, she told me the other day that bandana was used by the female vendors in the market. They use the bandana as bib. The same thing that we call
apron.
And they also use it to tie them head, and they use it also as scarf. It is also popular to note that the working class women used to wear the bandana.
Yes, yes.
But they were looked down on because they wear it. But they were persistent.
Yes.
They wore it with dignity and pride.
That is very right.
And they were the one who actually legitimized the bandana.
You didn't know say bandana is not just a costume. It also helps us to identify as Jamaicans. You understand what I'm saying? Over the years, the bandana has evolved. Because you know, as time change, you know, people stands on different things, it change as well. So today, bandana is considered to be our unofficial costume. National costume. So look here now. Miss Lou was the one that really made bandana so popular, you know? Yes, man. Every time she would do one of her theatrical performances, Miss Lou would dress up in her bandana. And anytime anybody are going to do any of her poems, where them use bandana. And now everybody want a little touch of bandana.
And you know, them now wearing it at the Miss Universe, and the Miss World, and the Festival King competition.
You see, the bandana is not only one style you can wear it, you know. For example, me is not wearing the original kind, you know. Me is wearing Simply Precious design. Yes, man. Normally how them wear it is, them wear it in a one nice flare skirt, and then them pair it now with a wonderful white top. They put a piece of the bandana or the madras around the neckline, or even put it around the sleeve sometime, you know, just to add a little oomph and spice to it. So over the years, you know, it has become more stylish and stylish and stylish. And then, of course, you know, the man them normally wear a nice little shirt with the madras or the plaid, and then pair it with a black pants or with a white pants. And if you're fancy and in high fashion, you put a scarf around it, right?
Or even a head tie.
Thank you very much. So you see, all in all, bandanas come a far way. From the marketplace to haute couture.
High fashion, high fashion.
That's right. Bandana come from India, reach a Jamaica, and all in all, bandana
is here to stay. What a joyful news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart will burst. Jamaican people colonizing England in reverse.
By the hundreds, by the thousands, from country and from town, by the shipload, by the plane load, Jamaica is England bound. But what are the government plan England? Them brave the war and face the worst. But I don't know how them Western colonizing in reverse.
Bandana, bandana, a part of we identity, a bandana, a bandana, oh a bandana, a part of we identity, a bandana. Make a draw for the madras, 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 madras. Oh, put on the madras, 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 madras. Yes, a part of we identity, a bandana. Jack Mandora, me no choose none.
Today finds us between two important milestones in our history. It was Emancipation Day on Thursday, and Tuesday will mark the 62nd anniversary of our independence. Up next, we explore how the legacy of our ancestors continues to shape our present with the Maroons of Charlestown.
The sound of the abang, the infectious beat of the drum, the effortless moves of the hips.
Welcome to Charlestown Maroon community.
They have been here for centuries, inheriting cultural expressions, a lifestyle that continuously mesmerizes locals and foreigners alike.
That the history of the Maroons, we show them. They show them and how proud they are at their history. It's very interesting to see how they survive for the British.
Jamaican Maroon descendants have a rich history: freedom, self-sufficiency, pride, the warrior spirit, family, spirituality. It is a legacy they mean to preserve for their children and children's children. A journey to Charlestown, one of Jamaica's major Maroon communities, reveals this cultural continuity in the architecture of the town.
Even though the entrance is small, this is where the Maroons would escape when being chased by the British.
Thatched roofs are still there, if not quite for dwelling purposes anymore. Living off the land is a Maroon staple. Today, subsistence farming remains a preoccupation for both the men and women in these communities. Passed down through the generations, self-sufficiency for the Maroons means survival. Being independent is indispensable.
The thrust of the Maroon Council under my tenure is to really use the culture, the heritage, what our foreparents left us, what our ancestors left us, to drive economic development. And it's been rewarding because really and truly so much is happening. We have a Savoyard, which you will see, we have a museum.
In Charlestown, Savoyard embodies a consciousness of the economic value in preserving and showcasing the Maroon culture. So young, old, men, women, all play a part in teaching visitors what it means to be a Maroon, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
It's all right. Down here is a nice spot. We're going to clean it up. We have a sound system. We're going to play music and try to do something of our own. We're heading towards building up a proper kitchen, a proper bathroom, storeroom and everything. Further on, we need 2 rooms that people can come, and if they don't want to go back home at the same time, they can have it to rest.
Food and drink is important to the Maroon way of life. The intricacies of jerking a wild hog on pimento wood must be done deftly. And for those wanting a taste of this culinary culture, the people of Charlestown are preserving their unique talents through a food and winemaking company and Riverside Lounge.
When we do have people that make buster, it's showing entrepreneurship, people who want to own their own business.
How about a paki stuffed with bami, pork, callaloo, or even seasoned ackee, packaged and ready for sale? And then there's the practice of concocting juices from available food items.
It's good because even the men, they had two special wines that they come for, peanut and goon.
Education in a Maroon village is something that takes place both within and outside the community. Many children are sent into the wider Jamaican community for schooling. When they return home, parents and grandparents are there to impart the knowledge of their African ancestry. The children, some of whom are given African names, are taught how to cook on wood fire, dance to the rhythm, and use the drums for not only entertainment purposes, but more importantly, as a means of communicating. Hard work and education are crucial, but so too is recreation, like relaxing by the river. Maroons in today's society are definitely not evading their culture. The Maroons then and their descendants now are embracing their culture. 14-year-old Shamara Smith is proud of her background and readily makes herself available to be trained as a tour guide.
I'm quite comfortable being a Maroon. Yeah, I feel good. I'm proud about my culture. It's good because it kind of helped me in school. When I do history, I kind of go ahead of the class.
Here is some information. If you think Maroon is in your family root, check out these surnames.
We're in a cultural frame of mind, but illnesses take no holiday, so our information mandate won't either. Let's talk about lupus. Living with this condition poses daily challenges, but having a strong support system makes the journey a little less overwhelming.
I was diagnosed with lupus in 2008. But from my own knowledge of what is happening, I must have had lupus all my life, as it were, because I've always been having symptoms. But the challenge that I had was that I was always misdiagnosed. And so that is the focus of my, the challenges in terms of, the doctors would think that I have something else and not lupus. But you'd have different symptoms. But I have systemic lupus, and lupus is not only systemic, but some persons just have what we call discord lupus or other little types, joint pains, and so on. But I have the full works. Well, I was extremely disappointed because I felt, oh my God, I have lived a good life. I have always been careful about what I eat. I've always been sure to exercise. I've used to be nice and slim and beautiful. And to hear that now I have this condition, I did not want to believe. And then it got worse after the diagnosis. You know, I had periods where I couldn't work at all. There was a 4-year period in my life that I never worked. I just couldn't work. I was just always sick. I was always in hospital. Sometimes I'm in intensive care, sometimes I am unconscious, sometimes I'm all kinds of things. So it has not been a very wonderful ride. In 2014, I became, my kidneys stopped working. So I was now in renal failure. And it means that I now have to go to dialysis. So there were days when I would just be so weak. My blood count, that's HB, would fall to a very low level. I had to get blood. I had to look at what I eat. I had to look at how much I do. I had no energy most times. I couldn't do anything. I just had to lie down in my bed. So just different things. You couldn't walk sometimes. Sometimes I can't talk clearly. Sometimes I can't see. Sometimes my hands are so sore and I can't use them. Sometimes just different things. My lungs would fail. Different things would happen. So I've been through the ropes. Mentally, it was devastating because I feel that that's not supposed to happen to me. So I went through that period. I actually went through a period of severe depression. I was just so depressed. I could not help myself. There were days I just cry and cry and cry. And part of that too is the medication that I take. Some of the steroids make you depressed. And then you look into the mirror and you look at yourself and say, who is this? I don't know you. Can I tell you, I have learned to love life and to live. And that is what is important to me. Each day counts. And I believe that I should live each day to the fullest. With lupus, there is this uncertainty. I don't know when I will be unconscious again. I don't know when I will die. But I am going to maintain the quality of life, and I'm going to have a good life, and I'm going to live. I have good family support. My husband is extremely supportive, my son. So I have them, and I have good friends. Good friends, the saying goes, good friends are better than pocket money. Then there's also the Lupus Foundation, which is important. There is a support group there. There are excellent rheumatologists there who will provide advice and help and care and just information. There's a whole host of books and tapes and all kinds of things that you can get information from. There is also the website that you can look at and get information as well. I've actually gone for job interviews and I know I don't get a job not because I'm not qualified, but because I have lupus. So employers need to understand that people living with lupus can actually contribute and, make adjustments. There are days, for example, after dialysis that I will come to work a little bit late, but I will work later to make sure that the time is there. I have learned that. It has no boundaries, it has no behavior, it has no conscience, it has no purpose, it has no time. It does what it chooses to do whenever. And therefore you need to be aware of yourself and what are some of the things that are your triggers, and therefore try to manage and monitor those. You must also be mindful of the medication that you have to take and take them carefully and take them well. You should also be mindful of your appointments with your doctors and make sure that you keep those appointments. I would say to you, help is available. Find some help, find some support. Talking about it helps. Don't feel that it is because you're special or you're being punished why you have lupus, but recognize that this is just another thing that could happen to anybody, color, class or creed, rich or poor, man or woman. There are more women with lupus than men, but men have lupus as well. And so be aware of the symptoms, get help, get treatment. Don't hide away, don't think that people obey you, because Jamaica is famous for that. But know that this is a condition that can be controlled. It cannot be cured. It can be controlled and you can maintain a healthy life. Seek to work, seek to be involved, do what you're doing, treat whatever is happening. If it's depression, get it treated, get treatment, get help. Help is available.
To learn more about lupus, contact the Lupus Foundation of Jamaica via their website lupusfoundationjamaica.org or 754-8458. You may also visit them at 7 Barbados Avenue, Kingston 5.
As we conclude today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we hope you found these insights enriching, much like the enduring symbols of Jamaican heritage. Stay connected with JIS through our website at jis.gov.jm and social media. On behalf of the production team, I'm Theodore Henry, wishing you a fantastic weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.